he plays the surrogate father of the younger Will Smith character in the movie, and he's brought him up, and he's trying to make him the ultimate soldier, and be a loving father figure to him, and maybe his idea of what being a loving father is a little misplaced. They do have a history, yeah. And my character, well, they work together and they train together, and then Clive Owen goes off on his own independent angle and ends up in sort of private military and sort of running a whole different. They become very different people over the course of time, and but they were very close at one point, yeah. It was hugely impressive actually, because I did a lot of rehearsals because a lot of my stuff's with the younger Will, and so we did a lot of rehearsals where Ang would be pulling on his earlier work really and saying, give me a bit of this and give me a bit of that, and do that in this character, and they would try and find, because it's not straightforward just playing somebody, a younger version of yourself. It's not just about trying to be more youthful. There's a sort of more openness, you're more naive, you're more like, it's a fuller thing than just trying to put a spring in your step. And they worked very closely on that, and they were very distinguishably different characters. I thought he was hugely impressive, and approached and attacked it in a really great way.
Tell me about his
That's the
directing
beauty
style.
of doing a film like this with someone like that, is that, if you're going to do a huge, big action film that is sort of pushing the boundaries of what can be achieved with the technology, at the same time he's emailing me about details in a script and a line I've got to say, and maybe changing a word and why we shouldn't do that, or why we should, like, he's that specific and totally cares about nuance of character and nuance of acting. It's like, so he has the whole spectrum covered really. Well, he's convinced it's the future. I had many conversations with him. He is convinced he's at the beginning of something that I understand his impulse of, like, we have to, do something to get people to keep going to the cinemas. There's no question. Viewing, our viewing habits have changed so dramatically in the last few years that everybody's got so used to just the convenience of it all coming to them as opposed to having to go out to it. And to get people out and into the cinema, you've got to create something, an experience that they cannot get anywhere else. To see this film projected in the way it was shot is an event cinema. It's something that you're not going to get watching it on a device. So I think he's right there, but he thinks that this technology and the 120 frames a second, everything is he's at the beginning of something